All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Barrel Burner Sit Down Podcast. Today's guest, none other than the living legend. He goes by many names, Mr. Boofy, Matt Booth, Mr. Room 101, whatever you want to call him, he'll answer to.
Perfect.
All right, guys, here you go. The living legend, Matt Booth, is with us today. Look at that hair. Look at that hair.
We're doing a redo.
Oh
We're doing a redo.
Nobody even knows what we messed up.
I know, but that's
the great
so
part.
What's up?
That's the great part. We're
Yeah.
professional. We know what's going on. Nothing.
No, come on, man. Well, I mean, you might. I absolutely do not.
No, sir. So, man, it's been a blur the last few years for you. It's just been crazy.
It has been, man. Dude, genuinely. And I mean, look, not many people have been as close to me as you have, right? To the source of truth,
Right.
you know, and getting it from the tobaccophile's mouth himself. You know, you were on the early stages of receipt of information on certain sensitive things that have happened, right? All because of my connection with the club and all that. And it has
Nobody
been
was
waterboarded.
Nobody was waterboarded for info.
That's correct. That's correct.
It was safe.
That is true. But it's been wild, and you've seen it firsthand, right? It's just been really great, but it's been also very hectic, and there's been a lot of learnings that have come from everything. Right?
What are we? 2 years since the ink dried? Has it been 2 years yet? Got to be close.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Do you sit back sometimes and like, shit, I did it. I sold my company. Does it still hit you every now and then? Do you reminisce? It's like, wow, that happened.
I sold one of them. You know, I mean, I have it's a double-edged sword for me because in one department, things are set. It's in its home. And in other departments, it's business as usual. So, we continue about our way, right?
Right.
It's it can be somewhat it's a little bit to manage psychologically, right? Because on one hand, you're on cruise control, and on the other hand, you're still, fighting with gnashing teeth for your business every day of your life. So not that we're not fighting to continue to build our cigar brand, but the fact that that's reinforced now by the largest company in the space.
Right.
The fight's different. Now the fight's, to move globally, to move into, much larger, national account chains and balance all that, maintaining the brand's authenticity and all that.
So I would think going that direction, what you just mentioned there, it's eventually going to get to the situation for Room 101 where the lines are blurred if Room 101's a boutique anymore because of the output and being in more shops, more cigars produced, or is it still going to kind of produce the same amount of yearly of the runs that are already out?
Look, dude, nobody knows what the fuck that word means anymore.
Right.
It's a style and an aesthetic. It's an identifier more than anything else. However, I would say that there is hyper focus on maintaining levels of production where we can continue to keep our thumb on top of the quality, which I think is the true nature of boutique and craft as you're tabling it.
Right.
And those protections are there in place. And I am forever my brand's caretaker. You understand? So nobody cares more than I do. No one could.
Well, that's good because I know us on the consumer end, that's what we associate with the boutique. Smaller numbers, more hands-on, better quality, better prices, being able to manage it better. You're not putting out millions of cigars a year. It's kind of so. Of course, that's always going to be a worry on the consumer end.
The philosophy behind Room 101 cigars hasn't changed. It's just empowered.
Yeah.
And that was the whole plan. And when as soon as I came back from inking the deal, the Burners were one of the first groups that I hopped on with Alive because I wanted the guys in the club to hear it direct from me. And I know that I think the sentiment at the time, for me, I was like, okay, if I was a brand loyalist and I was one of my people, there's probably going to be two different stages of sentiment, right? One is going to be, hey, we know Booth knows what's up. We're following him,
Right.
and he's got this, like the plan is already there. Like he's not doing something that's going to jeopardize what he's built. We're on board. And then the second wave would have been like, hey, I've dedicated a lot of myself to this brand, and what have I invested myself in? Is this going to change for me? And I respected the fact that there could be apprehension there. And I wanted to massage those nerve endings a bit. I mean, look, man,
Not the only
if I
nerve
brought,
ending.
yeah, I wanted to massage a lot, which I do, which is, one of the chief components of our, being so well received in market. It's all the manipulation of the, of the stuff, of the
Right.
units. So, but if I had taken it that far, I mean, there's no question, at least I don't think there would be a question to say, hey, if anybody could do this, I could.
Right.
And that's what I set out to do,
Well, and I know that was one when we talked before you even made the announcement. That was one of your main concerns. I don't want people thinking I sold out, I'm bailing out the company, and it's not going to be Room 101 anymore. You actually cared. Most people that took a check and just did their job 9 to 5 now and be like, it is what it is. But you still cared and made sure to see it through, that nothing really changed. And if nobody would have seen the announcement from the outside looking in, it looks like normal business. It looks like everything's the same. You're just
and that was the
few more
intention.
shops. Yeah.
That was the intention, to continue to grow the brand responsibly, with care, and with intimate focus on our partnerships,
Right.
in the way that I do with my system. And look, we learn from each other. We benefit each other, right? So there are things that I've adopted from their side, and many things that they're adopting from my side, and together it only makes the brand stronger. Now, if the intent was different than it actually was, things might have turned out differently. But that was my responsibility to our branded business and to our customers, to make sure that I was making a decision or decisions for our brand's health, welfare, and future that were responsible to them and the brand itself, which that's what I was doing.
Well, can the brain shut off after hours now? Can you tell yourself it can wait till tomorrow, or is it still, you find you're still grinding like back in the day where you just, sometimes, I'm a business owner too. Sometimes you can't separate yourself, even when you're off, even when you're on vacation, you're still at work, it seems.
Well, you're never off, man. And yeah, I mean, I grind for our cigar business the same, with the same, tenacity, just differently,
Yeah. Smarter,
because
not harder.
it's, the hustle is different, right? And, the goal is that Room 101 is a global craft brand, to scale, right? And, that's my responsibility, to make sure that I do everything that I can to make sure that it's piloted in that direction.
Yeah. Doing a hell of a job, man. Like I said, you could not tell on the outside looking in if there was no announcement. Nobody would know any different. It's business as usual.
Well, these are beautiful fucking words, man. Thanks.
Dude, that's the only way.
I mean, that's goal, right? Like, if anybody was worried about it, well, now what?
Yeah, right? We're right at 2 years. There should be no worries no more at this point.
I held my position, and I kept my word. And I even some of your guys that were a little nervous, I said, look, man, give me a year. This is my word, right? But allow my actions and what is to come to match up with my word.
Right.
And then you will see. Just give me a year. If this thing gets all fucked up in a year, hey, you told me so, and you won, right? Nanny boo boo. But 2 years deep, and I mean, from what you're saying, like you're I mean, what a cool validation of direction from the outside looking in. So I appreciate that perspective.
Well, and I'm still buying it as is. I mean, nothing's changed on my end. I still buy what you put out. I buy the anniversary. I mean, I still buy the sweat, which I know this side's still yours anyway, the clothing and the brand, the jewelry and all that. But yeah, nothing's changed on my end as a consumer either. I mean, we're still supporting like it's yours anyway.
Well, look, dude, it's 20 years of my life, over 20 years of my life have gone into building this brand. And this is part of my vision is that
Yeah.
my brand in these categories will have a permanent home that can tend to its needs above and beyond what I could have done individually, with our small team in Los Angeles. There's only so far you can take it, right?
Right.
You know, and now our cigar brand is in its forever home, and it's going to be
Well,
tended to and watered and
right.
licked and sniffed
So 20
every way
years
it
ago,
needs to be.
in a blink of an eye, 20 years.
Oh, 2021 technically now.
So let's go down a little memory lane trot. We can hold hands if you'd like to, whatever makes
I
you
would
feel
love to.
better down this memory. So what? So let's rehash the history of Mad Booth. So veteran, thank you for your service. In case everybody don't know you're
Thanks,
veteran.
bro.
So you went straight, you come out of the service
Marine
and
Corps infantry to be exact.
you start the jewelry business first.
That's correct. I
So
almost
how
immediately found my way into the factory
right,
that I am now a partner in, downtown Los Angeles, 7th and Broadway. Um, and from there, I was really infatuated with these kind of underground luxury brands that were birthed in Los Angeles. And they were very interesting to me. I was very intrigued, because they were this mixture of LA subculture, like rock
like
star
rap
luxury, whatever
culture?
you want to call it, like
You
rap
were at the
culture, like all
rap culture boom, yeah.
all that shit, right? And but there was, to me, I saw in some of the, not all, but some, the spirit of what Alfred Dunhill was in the early 60s as a multi-category lifestyle collection. And I thought, okay, so my hope and dream is to create, the modern day variant of, what would Alfred Dunhill of 1960, 65 look like by 2025, right? And how can I make my, you know, uh, you know, although Room 101 looks and behaves very different outwardly, if you stripped all of its viscous meat and flesh from the brand, you would find a skeletal structure that looked very similar to the nomenclature of Alfred Dunhill, because this is one of my chief inspirations, you know.
Right,
And so, in time came the addition of premium tobacco, which was a dream. All of this was a dream. I had no idea how I was going to accomplish at the time,
right.
and then following that, craft spirits, right? And all along the way, look, ancillary categories, items, we dabbled with some tailor-made bags and, all of these different things over the years, but these are kind of the main three pillars of our brand,
Room 101.
so, with a dream and nothing more, I kind of set myself in the direction to build that. And it's been half my fucking life, bro. You know?
And you basically just you opened the door to what I was getting at with the whole memory lane. So, Jory, how in the world did the cigar world door open? Well, for the people that don't know, what was the first thing that? How did that even come about? Cigars. You're doing jewelry. You're doing
Yeah.
all this stuff, and then boom, cigars. I'm into cigars.
Well, I was creating a brand
Right.
that spine was handmade craft jewelry. And I, through a chance and cosmic daisy chain of connectivity, ended up face to face with the marketing team from a larger American cigar company at the time called Camacho, and it was still independently owned. And although I was a cigar fan, I was not necessarily such a fan or so plugged into the shtick of the business, right? Like I like to smoke cigars, I didn't really follow the brand owners and what they were doing and all that stuff, right? Like I was so focused on developing my jewelry brand and also developing, the hope to develop these ancillary categories. So through the momentum I had created with our brand, I was afforded the connection to, at the time, the crew from Camacho, and at the time, a young aspiring marketing director, I think, from Camacho saw in my brand something that would translate into this category very well. And so, a few conversations and time and you know, kick it sessions and whatnot passed. they posed the question to me if I would ever be, interested or consider possibly making a collaborative project with them, making a cigar brand with them. And I said, sure, why not? Fuck it. Let's do it.
Well, they see
And
value
then
too. You're already up and coming. You have your own brand going. You if it takes off on both sides for them, they have a name to associate with a cigar. I mean,
Mhm.
it was a hell of a shot. It was a chance, and it worked out. We have Matt Booth.
Well, I think it was, and by the way, that young aspiring marketing director is now the president of Davidoff.
Very nice.
So, he's cut his teeth in this industry
Right.
and built a very respectable career, from the choices he's made, right? And I think, working for an uber traditional cigar brand, but being very hungry to get more involved in the emerging, what was really emerging is the boutique segment of the business. They were looking for, I think looking for something that they could gateway into that world, and
Yeah.
other than just kind of aimlessly fabricating something, because you can't test tube baby a brand, because one of the chief components to a brand's success is its authenticity, right? So
Right.
that's one of the currencies that we came very full of, and we built a collaborative brand at a very pivotal time for the industry,
Right.
you know, and off we went, you know. But I mean, look, nothing replaces the work, right? You can have a great
Right.
concept. I traveled, ruthlessly to shake hands, to show people the proper respect of a visit to their store, to meet customers, to evangelize my brand in this space, in addition to what we were doing on the other side of the business for years, you know. And it was really a byproduct of the merit of the concept and the merit of the brand, and my relentless pursuit of human connectivity in the space that
Physical
led
touch.
to, yeah, like a lot of touching, a
Yeah.
lot of touching.
It's
No amount of bleach could ever delete.
so starting out, you were a fan of cigars, but you didn't know the ins and out of the business. For
Mhm.
somebody, how hands on would you were they with the actual blending process of getting Room 101 off the ground in the very
In the
beginning?
beginning,
Yes.
I mean, look, I was at the factory. I mean, my passport looked as if it had been raped by Honduras. You understand? I was
Right.
at the factory relentlessly. However, I was there because I needed to learn.
Yeah.
You understand? I needed to learn the product from the ground level, and that's where I was going to learn it. And so as time went on, I became more capable to participate in all of those processes.
Yeah.
I've always said that Namakubi was our third, well, I mean, let's not get carried away with saying professional release, professional, but it was commercialized in market. So I guess you could say it was a professional effort, right? Uh, it was our third product, but it was our first really good product.
Yeah.
And it was good for a myriad of reasons. This is when I really found got into my groove as to how I wanted to aesthetically represent our brand, which at the time was very unique from anything else that was out there,
Yeah.
and also had gotten enough of my sea legs underneath me at a factory level to be able to viably participate and competently participate in the construction of the products. And from there, I was in the zone, dude. I was deeply in love with the business. I was deeply in love with the culture, and it was all gas, no brakes.
So yeah, Namakumi is basically your turning point. That's when you pretty much hands on. Okay, I can blend now. I got this, and that's when you
Mhm.
kind of
I mean, look, I forever rely on my partners at the factory. They are the translators of what I want, you know. Um, but as time goes on, you get the hang of things, man. You know what is probably going to behave well with each other, or where it's safe to experiment, or things that work don't work, or better yet, work and don't work for you and your
right.
own personal taste and what you're looking for.
Oh, and blending's a tough job, man. It's something you may love that cigar, and everybody else in the factory is like, man, this is dog shit. Why you like this? And then again, I mean, it could be the worst one, and everybody's loving it. I mean, palates,
Hmm.
everybody's palate's different. It's like
Hmm.
because I know we talked to Pete with Tatawahe, and he's like, listen, I blend cigars I like. I'm gonna blend what I want to smoke. People buy it, they buy it. And a lot of other people are like, I'm trying to blend for the masses. I mean, he's like,
I typically put shit together that I like.
yeah.
It's my vernacular. There have been a couple projects that I have specifically blended with a different palette in mind, but that is not, not the standard for us,
Right.
but it has its place. Those blends have their place in our collection, and those blends have been very well received, and I know that there's a market for that profile too. So, I'd say 10, 9 for me, 1 for them.
Yeah.
That kind of
Hey,
ratio.
And it's working. Let's keep that ratio going.
Yeah, there you go.
How do you like doing the collabs? Like, as you know, I'm smoking the Super Stroke right now, a very old collab. I mean, how is it
Dude, I
getting
love
in
it.
there with somebody equally as successful and agreeing
I love
on a
it.
blend?
Dude, it's like writing music. You write songs with other participants that you wouldn't write by yourself, or if you have kind of like a standard writing partner, you come up with things that are fresh and different, and you challenge each other in different ways. It's provocative as fuck, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that, being a fly on the wall with you and Robert trying to blend together.
Oh, just the amount of shit talking alone.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Just let me sit in a corner and watch for hours. I'll taste test.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah,
for
so
everybody
it's fun.
Yeah, you're also in the gin business. The gin is behind you. How's the gin business going? You're getting more shops now.
Yeah, man. Steady Eddie, man. Yep. All slowly gaining ground. I mean, look, I apply my system, which is built on, grassroots, guerrilla marketing, and pride and partnership, man, in all categories. So, slow and steady wins the race in our case,
What do you find worse, getting gin in shops or getting tobacco in new shops? With different state laws, I know it can be a challenge both ways, cigars and gin.
Well, look, yeah, I mean, dude, it's always challenging. I mean, you first and foremost have to have a product that has merit and a brand that has merit. And then you have to be able to, be the bow that you put on that package, right? And communicate your brand's philosophy and really focus on your partnership with your resellers, right?
Yeah.
I could confidently say that the premium cigar business is like training wheels for the alcohol business.
Oh, wow.
At minimum, I mean, cigars, look, it's all a fucking bloodbath out there, really.
Yeah.
It's full carnage.
I know when you had started the gin, we spoke about some states it was just nearly impossible to get in. It was crazy.
But I treat those states. I treat those states, in the same way that I treat retailers in the cigar business that aren't partnership minded. I just move on to the next.
Right.
And I double down with the people that that have any level of appetite to support, and I do my very best to make it worth their time. And so it is a very challenging business because of the way the system is structured in the United States, but it's not impossible.
No.
And like I said earlier, man, if anybody could do it, I could. So
knock enough doors down and they'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
So where were you headed next? What kind of events can people catch Matt Booth at in the next few months?
I'm gonna go to Big Delicious's Great Smoke in Florida this weekend.
I'm glad you said that. When are we getting our damn cigars? I pre-ordered them things back in September, it seems.
Yeah,
and I don't have no cigars
yet. From my understanding, he let everybody know it was going to be the end of March, right? So
I must have missed that memo.
Yeah, we're on schedule for that. So,
good.
For all the selective listeners out there.
Yes.
And after that, at least as it applies to tobacco, selective in-store stuff.
Will you be doing the Club Humidor car show again this year, or are we doing a?
Oh, absolutely.
June. I think it was June, wasn't it, or was it July? Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a standard evolution for me. Okay.
I'm sure I might grace you with my presence again down there.
I wouldn't be disappointed if you did.
Okay, so we got the Big Smoke. We know we got Club Humidor in San Antonio. I'll get the dates, everybody, and I'll post it for y'all. That was a fun time last year. That was the car
best,
show, cigar meetup. It's the best of both worlds.
The best.
Yeah, it was a fun time. San Antonio is a very family-friendly city, too. You can bring your wife, kids, throw them off at the zoo. You go enjoy cigars and cars, and it's a good
Bro, I
deal.
love San Antonio, man. It's my second home. Maybe someday my first home. We'll see.
I could do that. I like that. I like the city. I like the whole vibe. I like how spread out it is. It doesn't seem that congested. It's just I like the whole vibe. All right. So we've talked about your schedules. People can see you in person. Now let's talk about the good stuff. What all
shit.
we have dropping this year?
Oh my God.
I've been seeing a lot of teases with Uncle Lee. I've been seeing these cereal boxes that I'm ready to go to eBay and pay thousands for. I can't find a cereal box anywhere. It's like,
oh my God,
if they could know in the man, I would have a cereal box by now.
You know, you know, we should probably remedy that.
That's what I'm saying. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand how you don't.
Man, I don't.
It's fucking confusing to me.
That damn Shadow Army slacking, man. I don't have my cereal box.
Unbelievable.
I do have my little Boofy Punch laying somewhere, but I don't have my Shadow box.
So, dude, you're going to see a couple really fucking cool things on the smokable side this year.
Good.
This is our 15th year in the business.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to see a 15th anniversary, but you're also going to see a commemorative humidor for that, which is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And probably closer to holiday for that. For the
now, humidor. Is the humidor going to have the cigars in it, or is it two separate purchases?
Oh yeah, it's gonna have cigars in it. Don't you
I'm sure
worry.
It's going to be a limited amount. And you're going to have to murder somebody to get one.
Of course. Look, if blood doesn't flow for my products, is it even? I mean, is it even worth it? I mean, I want blood.
Okay, who do I need to shake to get the one that's numbered 1 on it?
Oh my God, fuck, I don't know.
So we'll see what we can do. Is it going to be genius marketing? You're only going to make 101 of them?
Maybe.
You missed the mark if you didn't. I mean,
oh, come on, man. Of course it's going to be 101. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck do you think we're doing over here? I mean, we kind of know what we're doing.
Let us know where they're going to be at. You know, I got to get mine.
Club Humidor.
I still got
Club Humidor.
What was it, 2 years ago when you did the Namakubi and the coffins?
Yeah, man.
I've been slowly cracking open the coffins. What I did, I bought the collectible coffin one, and then I bought a regular box too. So gotta have that.
Yeah, man. You know, you're going to see a couple other sub brands come back to life that people have been anticipating. You know, I mean, this is a process. You know, we can't just, just ejaculate everything into market at once.
No, you got to spread it out throughout the year.
You got to spread it out over the course of years, my friend. So you're going to see some enticing shit this year. And it's going to keep growing.
Yeah, rumor on the street is Daruma will be back this year.
I don't know.
Namakubi is going to be an annual release, though, right? That's
annual
holiday release.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's still back. We've got some Johnny Tobacco Knots out there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Chief is coming back around soon if everybody else is being revived.
You know what's interesting? Something to think about is next year is Jonathan P. Tobacco Knots' 10th anniversary. That's kind of crazy, right? That's 10 years of brand next year. You know?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You can just everybody.
We've been at this for a fucking minute. I mean, I'm not asking for credit here, but I mean, come on.
Basically, start saving your money, guys. There's a lot of cool shit coming this year, is what he's telling us.
There you go.
And it's a given. We're going to do an anniversary stick every year. AJ's still doing our anniversary sticks. We're still doing those with AJ.
Oh yeah. I love that series, man. It's fun as fuck.
Dude, I look forward to that. I was on here and I was talking to Eric with Black Star Line Cigars, which, guys, his podcast will be live this week. We were talking about it's pretty much in this industry, the way people love new stuff, the way they love collecting. You need to put out some kind of limited release once a year, whether it be an anniversary stick, but these little short run annual things, they buy them up. You know, you got to wait another year to get it. It's genius. We love it. Love seeing it. You started with the 10th anniversary, and we've been blessed every year since then with an anniversary stick, and we love that.
Look, man, I mean, a brand cannot survive on such hypersexual drip alone,
Right.
but it's an amazing, amazing bow to put on top of it, man, to keep enticing your customer and just bringing freshness, man. I mean, limited drops like that keep you fresh as a creator, and keep excitement percolating for your brand. I think it's necessary.
100%. And it brings
Or at
people
least
back
it's
to the
appropriate.
brand. I mean,
It's
somebody
like
could
having
easily
manners.
yeah, they could take 6 months or so off because they got all your cigars already. So, I mean, you're generating more Oh, I got something new coming out. Here's something new.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, Big Delicious, end of March, hopefully.
Mhm.
Are there
Mhm.
any other shop exclusives or collabs that you can speak of that we need to know about that could be hitting this year that we can be on the lookout for?
We're gonna revisit a classic with our boys at Sir Louis. Mhm.
Very nice.
And that's gonna be sooner than later. We're gonna
Okay.
drop a custom brand from the archives that has never been released with Luxury Cigar Club. And next year, hypothetically on deck, we have our boys at Cigar Hustler again. So we're always I like love I love those projects because I like to get down in the weeds with my best partners and create really, really interesting shit with them,
Well, I love
and
it
that's
too.
what that's all about.
Yeah, it generates more income for them to be loyal supporters of your brand. You do a shop exclusive. Everybody's running over there. They're getting that influx, especially if they're a brick and mortar on top of that, man. You gotta support your brick and mortars, gotta keep these guys open. So
Mhm.
anything you can do, it's awesome.
100%. It's called having manners. I like to have manners.
Sometimes.
Well, let's not get carried away
So
with
you
it.
got another busy year, is what it boils down to. You're on the
Yeah.
run. You're getting
Yeah,
a
I
little
don't
more gray hair from it.
fucking A. Fucking A,
Well,
man. But dude, it's all part of the process, right? So I'm grateful for it. You know, as corny as it might sound, I got challenges that people wish they had, and I'm grateful for it. It's not lost on me. And you know, we're gonna take
dude,
this brand the distance.
yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. And I was on your jewelry website the other day, and guys, he has some Room 101 flower theme rings on there you need to check out.
Mm.
These things are badass. Looks like the band of the cigar. Amazing stuff he's putting out on that website.
All
If you haven't
handmade to
bought anything,
order in Los
yeah.
Angeles. Room101brand.com. You
If
go
you
check it
haven't
out.
checked it out, man, whoo, telling you. And if you missed the Valentine's Day shadow drop, shame on you. Those pink hats were fire, and they sold out
They
quick.
went fast, bro. I was
Dude,
like,
I
holy
told
shit, we
you
should have ordered twice as many.
we were at Club Humidor last June, whenever we were there, and you
Mhm.
had that pink Moon Man shirt. And I was like, Matt, you got to do this in a hat. Pink hat, dude.
Yeah.
Gone.
No,
Told
they
you.
were gone like when we started getting messages on our social saying, "Hey, I missed the hats already." I was like, "Bullshit, man. Those aren't sold out already."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh fuck, they're gone."
Yeah, I had the
Crazy.
website open all morning. It was like a 2 hour countdown when I got on. I just left it on so I wouldn't forget. It's like, I got to get these two hats.
Bro, I appreciate you, man. You know I do.
Even the shirts are fire, guys. And one of my members today got on Instagram. I was like, oh shit, I missed it. I go, they still got some. He was able to get on and grab a few
Yeah, the
things. It
the
wasn't
shirts
sold
are
out
still
yet.
popping. We're gonna cut the shirts off. I want to say tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Get your Valentine's Day condoms and your stickers, man. You
oh,
missed a great drop. This is one
the
of my
VD.
this was one of my favorite drops. I like this one. The
Man,
pink
I
on
was
that
just
black
fucking around.
vinyl. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? This is possibly the most ridiculous drop we've done. And I was like, I'm doing this for personal fucking satisfaction. I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
And it ends up being one of our more, if not one of our most successful drops to date. And it's ridiculous, but it's fantastic. I love it, man.
Black on pink, it pops.
Oh,
It just
oh,
stands out. Yeah, that was genius. I cannot wait. Can't wait to see what the next shadow drop is. Because I think the one before that we had the Moon Man drop. You did a bunch of different Moon
mhm,
Mans with the low rider.
Mm-hmm.
and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to snag one of those. I'm trying to think in between. We did a few lighter drops. You've had the lighter drops
Mm-hmm.
where they did lighters. We need some badass cigar scissors now, man. Let's
You're right.
pinkies up and up our game. Let's get some
Yeah.
cigar scissors.
Yeah. Pinkies up.
Yeah, let's fucking look down on people as we snip our tips.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna circumcise these bitches.
100. Well, that's one of my event concepts. So when we release our scissors, we're going to do, an in-store live circumcision event.
There you go.
Yeah. It's
I'm
going to
sure
be
Josh
hot fire,
from the
bro.
UK, I'll give him a shout out right now. I'm sure he'll let you.
Oh yeah. We're going to, yeah.
All he needs is airfare, and you can do anything you want.
We'll tighten up his British hog real nice.
He's going to put this video in loop just for these last 10 seconds to hear his name talked about.
Yeah.
Well, I know this sounds dirty asking Matt Booth this, but is there anything you need to plug or anything you want to announce or shout out to the masses?
Look, first and foremost, I just appreciate everybody's support, man. And, you've afforded us your belief and support. And so I got to give you the appropriate reach around, man. Like I said, it's manners. So that's my job. And that's what I keep doing. So very tight, but very, very, a lot of lotion, supple, for the amount of work these hands have done, they should not be this soft. You understand?
That's a lot of lotion.
It's flesh management, really, is what it comes down to. And, other than that, man, just keep your eyes peeled. Room101brand.com, man, constantly dropping new products. At least sign up on the mailing list, and be kept abreast of what's going on.
First thing other than Big Delicious we need to keep our eyes out so we don't blink and miss it? What's the first thing gonna grace our taste buds this summer?
I mean the Sir Louis collab and the Luxury Cigar Club collabs, man. I mean, I think you're gonna see, LBD, the light of day is gonna hit first, but those guys are gonna be not too far behind them, man.
Okay. So Sir Louis is coming quick. That's gonna be like,
but not coming too quick.
Well, if you do it right, come quick and come several times.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, bro, Room 101 Blue Chew collab. Got to do it.
I could see that. You should come out with your own lotion too. I mean, you got condoms.
Boners for days.
Yeah.
Boners for days. Trademark.
Yeah. You could basically put your little hot dog logo on it.
I would. Except he'd be standing at attention. He'd be saluting. It'd be
different. That was an awesome logo, by the way. The hot dog.
It's pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You come up with some shit. I ain't gonna lie. The marketing.
I mean, look, man. These are the things that keep me up at night. So
Well, and it's also
I'm glad to share my.
It sets you apart. That's when you know you have a loyal fan base when they're aware of some of this stuff you put out.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You're like, okay, let me just put out the most sick, vile, dumbest shit and see if anybody buys it. Whoa, we sold out in 15 minutes, guys.
Anybody I come into contact with in the meat space wearing that shirt is automatically getting some free shit from me. 100%.
I bought the pink hot dog shirt, not gonna lie.
And I very much love you for that.
I was like, this is too amazing. I'm going to wear it everywhere. The wife's going to be like, dress up, we're going for dinner. I'm wearing the pink hot dog shirt.
With a blazer, something tasty.
Flip-on tie.
Cardigan. Yeah.
Flip-on tie. Yeah. Flip-on little bow tie.
Mm. Yeah. I like bow tie because you don't block the artwork.
Right.
It's function and fashion.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, man, I know you're busy. You got other obligations this evening. I appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Else we need to do this. It had been a while. I think we did one herf with you after after the San Antonio meetup last year. You come on, you visited, you have fun with us. This is a new thing we're doing now. You're actually the 4th episode, so we're putting these out every 2 weeks, and
perfect.
It's been fun. I like being able to sit down and actually not have people talking over us. We get to be a little more intimate the way you like, and just shoot the shit for a little while and talk. Just have fun.
Fucking A.
Best way.
Fucking A. Thanks for having me on, dude. I love you, man, and I appreciate you, man. Shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
all of our burner family. And
right.
dude, I'll see you. I'll see you again.
Yes, stay put where you're at, and I'm going to end this. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time.